Global military spending surged to nearly $2.9 trillion in 2025, marking the 11th consecutive year of growth.
And researchers say that rising insecurity and ongoing conflicts are driving nations to boost their defense budgets. And according to a new report by Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, the world's top three military spenders, the United States, China, and Russia, together accounted for over $1.48 trillion, more than half of total global spending.
But despite being the world's largest spender, the United States actually reduced its military expenditure in 2025. According to the report, U.S. defense spending fell to $954 billion, a 7.5% decrease compared to 2024. Analysts say this drop is largely due to the absence of new financial and packages for Ukraine. However, the decline may be temporary, with U.S. lawmakers approving over $1 trillion in spending for 2026.
The CIPRI report says that China is the world's second largest defense spender. Last year, it spent $336 billion on its military.
India is the world's fifth largest military spender, according to this report, and spent about $92 billion in 2025, while Pakistan spent roughly $11.9 billion. This means India is spending almost 8 times more than Pakistan. In 2024, India's military expenditure was $86.1 billion, while that of Pakistan's was $10.2 billion.
Meanwhile, Europe has emerged as the key driver behind the global increase. Military spending across Europe, including Russia and Ukraine, jumped by 14%, reaching $864 billion. Experts point to the ongoing war in Ukraine and reduced U.S. engagement in European defense as major factors behind the surge.
Russia increased its military spending by nearly 6% to $190 billion, while Ukraine raised its defense budget by 20%, reaching $84.1 billion, nearly 40% of its GDP, which is one of the highest proportions in the world.
Now, the report also says that in West Asia, spending has remained relatively stable despite ongoing tensions. Regional military expenditure rose slightly to $218 billion, while most countries increased spending. Both Israel and Iran recorded declines, largely due to reduced conflict intensity and economic pressures like inflation.
Talking about Israel, it is the 11th largest spender on defense, spending $48.3 billion on its military last year. On the other hand, Iran spent roughly $7.4 billion in 2025.
Now, experts say the rising global military burden reflects a world growing increasingly uncertain. The share of global GDP dedicated to military spending has now reached its highest level since 2009, highlighting what researchers describe as a widespread sense of insecurity shaping national priorities.